All right.
Good morning, everyone. I am happy that I am meeting today in the next talks about nothing with Dr. Ash. Hello, Dr. Ash. How are you today?
Hello, Michael. It's wonderful to see you. I'm fine. Thank you. Absolutely. How are you doing?
I am fine as well, and I have to inform everyone that we know each other from other events which are online, and that you are speaking currently and you are located in Pakistan. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Lahore, Pakistan, to be exact.
uh, Lahore is the capital of Pakistan.
Lahore is the capital of the province of Punjab, and we are about, um, should I say, 4 hours drive down the motorway to Islamabad, where presently today a big meeting is going on. I wonder if you've heard about it. The Shanghai organization, which includes China, India, Pakistan, all the Central Asian republics, and also a vital country in the game is Iran right now.
And
So
this
this is really in connection with the roadway that China has built along with the port all the way through Pakistan, which is known as the China Economic Corridor. And therefore, Pakistan should be booming after this.
I see. Do you believe it will?
I don't know, really speaking. In my analysis, Michael, you and I have had many meetings before, and you know that I'm an analyst by nature. I like to read into the future. And the problem is that when 9/11 happened, after that, we haven't really recovered because, as you know, the Taliban were kicked out by the United States and Pakistani forces. Both of us were allies together, and we actually managed to get rid of them. But 20 years hence, they're back again. And just recently, they've killed two Chinese. So, it might be a no-no in the end, so far as I'm concerned.
I know, and but the listeners do not know. You are running your own institute. You educate, and generally, when I look at you, you have more hair than me, but you are slightly older than me. How is it possible?
Well, if I were to take out my secrets, you'll be shocked. Like I said, Michael, I am a research specialist, and that's part of my job. And here, for example, I have certain capsules which are turmeric, and some more vitamin C, of course, uh, and vitamin A and D. That's cod liver oil. And then again, I have D-Max. Now, normally they say you should not tell your age. Uh, but can you guess my age?
I will say 68.
I'm 76, Michael, and this is between you and us. So I have certain secrets. If you look at my profile very carefully, so far as health management is concerned, since I was running a pharmaceutical company as managing director and CEO for many years, for about 5 years. So I used to walk into the lab to see how they tested drugs. We were a global multinational company, which I was heading. And there were two factories. And I used to walk into the lab just to see as to what the results would be of all various tests that we carried out on drugs and injectables also at the same time. And it was very interesting. So, besides a lot of management experience that I picked up, and that's a total of 34 management subjects that I teach, which I can tell you very frankly, nobody else can beat that kind of a record. And the students literally smile when I walk into my classrooms, whether it's at the Institute of Professional Studies that I'm now CEO, or whenever I walk into any university now as a visiting faculty member, which is adjunct faculty.
Um, you know, I am looking around me today and I see a lot of people which somehow gave up. They are of different ages, they are of different religions, they are of different health, let's say, status and so on. And still you see somehow that all the development, all the life changes and so on lead them into the moment of really giving up. The people stop eating, for example, completely. They lost 100 kilo in 1 month. And it looks like they are somehow pushing for their own death. Why do you think it is so that this number is growing?
I agree with you, Michael, completely. It's a case of hopelessness so far as they're concerned. And I think basically the reason is that I blame the leadership of today. Only today I've taken out a post on leadership and how it's failing on LinkedIn, and I have about 17,000 plus followers on LinkedIn, and you are also there. And a lot of people are actually going very deeply into my posts and reading into the future. And I've very concisely written in one of my comments to somebody else's reply today that there were leaders that we looked upon very carefully so far as they were concerned, so far as their character qualities were concerned, so far as their ethics was concerned, and so far as their correctness, so far as the leadership qualities are concerned. But I'm sorry to say, Michael, the world is suffering because of poor leadership. That's my total analysis, and I fear the worst. And like you do know, I have actually taken off from LinkedIn until next month at least, so that I just look in and pop in a while now and again. I'm busy in peace meetings and peace initiatives, and I hope I'll be successful. I have been in very recently been conferred an award by the Tokyo University, University of Cambodia, and Pakistan University. All three combined have applauded my success in peace initiatives. The conference was carried out in Japan, and I was one of the successful speakers. There were people from Ireland, from England, from all over the world. And I think we are trying to correct what is going wrong in the world. So let's see what happens.
Is the finding of meaningfulness for the life of people and everyone generally here one of the solution?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes. If finding the meaningfulness of our existence, of our work, of our life generally, is the one of the solutions which can stop really the situation getting worse than it is today?
No, I don't think the meaningfulness by us will resolve any issues. I disagree with that statement in the sense that I believe that there are certain mafias at play, as you may understand, and those mafias are actually ruining our own belief, and that is what is of meaningfulness to you and me, our belief is being interfered with. And we are being actually disrespected as human beings. Whereas I would say that we must, I would give you the example of Bangladesh, a very recent happening about 2 months back, where the students rose up and took up cudgels against the government and overthrew the government. Now, you'll be surprised to know that yesterday there was an uprising here in Pakistan also. And again, because I do not believe in, should we say, selective leadership. I believe in people like you and me actually voting leaders into power, and people of character, like I said, and people who actually know the qualities of leadership, not just about anybody who is pushed in by the mafias.
Unfortunately, it looks like that these mafias, as you call it, they are in charge for a long time, so for centuries and centuries probably. But the question is whether they are right now, they feel like becoming stronger. This is why it is escalating, or if it is the very opposite and they feel to become weaker, and this is why they are escalating. Because I call them giants. The giants are, for me, generally they are not living anymore. It's what we see as a living giant are the scavengers, which are just eating the flesh and pretending the giants to be living. And this is what is very close to the term mafia, I will say, because in Czech we say that mafia has long fingers. This is one of the Czech sayings, and it is exactly like that. So I think that the reason why the escalation is coming is because they lost on power. And this is why they are so forceful at the moment, pushing through the wars and everything to really spread the fear around the globe.
Well, Michael, frankly speaking, I have had the occasion, I may have mentioned this earlier on in one of our meetings before. I've had the occasion to be selected for the top role in Pakistan. Now, I came back to this country, as you very well know, with my mother being Irish, British. She's buried in London. She died early of cancer. My father died also of prostate cancer later, and he's buried in Karachi. So, frankly speaking, even though I can settle in England if I want to, or in the UK, as we call it now, but I would prefer to look at my roots here in Pakistan. And you'll be surprised, like I was just bringing up that subject, that on three particular occasions, I was offered the top slot of becoming prime minister. Firstly, as under President Musharraf, where I had about 3 meetings with him. And finally, I told him that to his face, and he asked me to be very frank. I admire him. He's now dead and buried. Poor man, God bless him. But I admire him still, and there might be a lot of opposition to what he thought about writing the country. Every good leader does think about the interests of their people, and in fact, I both of us disagreed with each other because I said, you have imposed yourself as a leader, and you don't need me as somebody to back you up with my knowledge, with my acumen of running industries, education, information, etc. He asked me to take any of the first three ministries before becoming prime minister, and I'm very well known. You will see the picture behind me, and which is also on my profile, which has one of the ministers sitting there and all the CEOs, the top CEOs of Pakistan, and I'm there also. So it's not difficult to get pushed up. Twice later, once with Imran Khan, and the second time again with General Bajwa. Again, you see, it's the mafias, if I can tell you very frankly, are sitting behind and they push people ahead. And therefore, I don't want to be a politician, but I don't know tomorrow. Anything can happen any time since they've been trying to get me up. Maybe I might just take the plunge for the sake of the people because I'm very healthy, I'm very fit. If you are right now 53, Michael, I believe, then I would be about the same age as you, being fit as ever. I'm ready to go anytime. That's what I think, really.
I think we discussed it, as you said before, and we agree that currently the politics is run by money and greed and very different aspects, and the mafia is one part of it, of course. And so this is why I am trying to change the system, or I'm trying to teach people to prevent waste happen. This is something what everyone can do. That's simple, but I do understand that the politics, we need to change the roots. We don't need to change the politic itself, but the system is wrong, and this is why it should be changed. And of course, the best way will be if it's changed by the people who are in the roles. But these people are there because they get the chance to be pushed to the places. They get well paid, and they have, at least in my country, they have secured pensions till the end of the life. They have they are not responsible generally. In fact, you cannot call them for, they have no obligation. Just they get the money and they get the benefits, but without giving back what was promised. And I think that the system is so really in such a bad shape, then I would like to be, a new one will be written. And you know what is interesting? I asked the lawyers who say they are lawyers who make the laws and for the countries and so on. And I asked them one simple question. Can you write the laws of a country from zero? And these have been people from all around the globe within the 10 or 11 years where I'm doing. Every single one answered no. And I asked him, why? And the second answer of them was, it is not possible. But they never tried. They just reply because it's easier. You know, it's just pushed away. It's not possible. I cannot write it. But you and me, we know very well we can do it. It can be done.
Yes, Michael, it's possible. But obviously, you see, like my thought process is very simple. You have to start a movement, and you have to go with the wind, as I would say. And the wind is those who are literate. And to my mind, the wind is the students. The students of any country are the literate ones. You've seen it happen in the United States. I've just given you the example of Bangladesh, and it's happening today in Pakistan, where it started yesterday. So we've got to signal people the right way towards the correct kind of leadership. If human beings are to survive at all, and that's my thinking. I've met with prime ministers and presidents and ministers all the time, and they're just simple human beings, just like us. They are not anything special. Like I've been all over the world. I have been one of those types who's been asked for always, who's been requested to come into positions in organizations. I have been actually pushed into positions um, much against my will sometimes. Like I didn't want to come back to Pakistan from the UK, where I was based and where I was running project operations for 3 factories in the UK. But I decided that I needed to come back to my own soil and do whatever I can in my own good. But then I feel I feel suppressed. I don't feel comfortable. Uh, I don't feel comfortable about what's happening in the world. I don't feel comfortable what's happening in my country. I don't feel comfortable what's happening in Europe or the United States at present, frankly speaking. You see, leaders should be uh, unquestionable. I will give you the example of Malaysia. Um, the prime minister who was there before, I forget his name now, but he was on a recent visit to Pakistan, and a flawless character, a very nice, sweet smiling person like you, if I can say so, Michael, honestly, without trying to embarrass you. Um, but honestly, I have learned to recognize people by face and by voice. And It's in the eyes, I think, basically, that you can find out the goodness of a person.
You know what is interesting? That you said that you are being called to join companies, businesses, events, and so on. Here I find the difference between two of us. We are very similar, but here is one difference. I am being banned on the same events and so on. And I don't think that because I am a bad person, but because the solution which is being presented for 11 years, because it is so simple and it works. And you mention it generally, it is not about complication. And you spoke about students. In my country, the end of communist time was on the 17th November 1989 by students.
Yes, I remember that.
So we call it the Velvet Revolution because it was almost without any violence. Almost there has been a little, but almost no violence. So I do agree with that. On the other hand, I think that there is a second group of people and citizens who can push and support the change. And I think these are people like you and me, people who have the experience, who gather all their life, work with their hands, deliver results, and have the experience from all around the globe. And important is that these two groups work together, because I don't know, is there any age for pension in Pakistan?
Yes, people do retire at the age of 60, but
60.
they're planning to extend that to 65. But for a politician, there is no rule of retirement.
And we have similar. Right now it was 60, right now it's 65, 68. I do not remember, it's changing and so on. But the term retirement itself, it is quite interesting. When I asked what I should do when I get retired, I said, I hope I will work till the end of my days, because the retirement is imagined as something like you will enjoy your life. But in fact, you have less money, you have the health issues which came with the age and so on. You are not needed. And this is one of the biggest issues, that you do not, you lose generally the meaning of your life in some way, because the work is a very important part of the life. And I think that the students and the seniors should get together, because these students have a lot of new knowledge. These people have a lot of old knowledge, which can be very well combined. And you live in a country, I saw some videos of producing high precision parts, metal parts, in your factories, doing it on the ground. Generally, it's not imaginable in any European country anymore, but it was here 100 years ago. But right now, your people in the factories do it really in a sand, and with such a, I will call it, with a primitive technology, they can do exactly the same result as we do with a very expensive robotics and everything around. And this is, I think, the combination between the young minds and the old minds in a good way, because are the people in the middle. We call them productive age. In the productive age, you have the work automatically. You have it. If you are not unemployed, you have it. But the young ones do not have it. They have education, and these have it, but nobody asks them anymore. So I think that combining these two together can be the really global movement. But I don't say that the leaders should be only the young ones or only the old ones. It should be all of us. Should be generally, you educate on a leadership academy. So it is, you educate that every single one who is there live as a leader. And I think this is important to understand in our lives, that we can be leader, every single one of us. But we have to communicate as we do right now. Okay, we have the new media. Why not to use it? I'm speaking from Pilsen. You are in Pakistan. Fine. Why not? We have it. But together, in harmony and unity, as you know, I use this term quite frequently. So this is, I think, how the change should come.
I agree with you 100%, Michael. Because before I go to my grave, like exactly what you said, I will never retire. And I've always told my students the same thing, that until I can walk into my classroom, I shall continue to teach. And I've just shown you my formulas. You see, like wisdom does come with age, maturity does come with age, and how to act, which is very important, that comes with experience. So basically, I do believe that I am beyond Pakistan. I should not have been here. Maybe in the UK, if I had stayed on, I would have been a member of parliament. And if Rishi Sunak could have become prime minister of the UK, so could I have become. So maybe I'm wasting my time here. Maybe I've got something better for me somewhere else. I don't know. But I agree with you completely. We have a meaning in our lives. And that meaningfulness that you mentioned, and the wasteless world that you normally talk about, should not be wasted. We, as human beings, must actually play our vital role in being at the helm of affairs, and, should I say, being able to steer our own lives. Why should somebody else take the responsibility of the killings in Gaza, where I have seen women looking up at the heavens and saying, where is God? Their religion, or whatever it is. Now look what is happening in the Ukraine. Who are they being armed by? The United States. So I have friends in the United States, and they're not happy. Most of them. They turn around and say, "Why should we be the policemen of the world?" Now, I don't know whether you have analyzed the elections in the United States, but I can almost tell you for a fact. And after the 5th of November, when the elections actually take place in the United States, I will tell you today that Trump will win. And Trump is not a man of character, if I can tell you very frankly. There are many allegations against him. But what can you do about such things, Michael? What would be your answer to that?
You know, in every election, I am missing one, how it's called, ballot. One.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
missing one in every single one. And this is the empty page on which there will be written, I would like to vote, but there is no one to vote for. And I'm sure the number of people who will join election will grow up to 100% close. But the result of this, I'm sorry, I have no one to vote because I'm here. Yes, I'm ready to. to change, but there is no leader, will be the highest number, and in most of the countries, I think. So I think that we have to, and you mentioned many times, we have to start with ourselves. We have to become the leaders, and that was your first words, because then the others can follow. We don't need them, push them. We do not pay them. We do not know. We just act as we would like everyone to act. And Dr. Ash, we have only 2 more minutes left. It's 40 minutes. This is the limit. And I would like to thank you, and I would like to thank every single one who is listening.
Yes.
For being part of this talk about nothing. I'm sure everybody will see it's not about nothing, but the great part is in the talks about nothing that at the beginning we stay in this position. You have not prepared, I have not prepared, because we don't know what will come. Next week we can talk about fishing.
Yes.
I don't know. But the important part is that we are humans and acting as humans, speaking the same language. I call it the language of efficiency. English is just the tool. And I'm very happy that we can meet today. And I'm sure it is not the last meeting, because I like to repeat the meet to have the guest. And from today on, you are so-called ONICHEMOS, which came from Czech expression. This is talk about nothing. So person who has been part of the talk about nothing. So thank you very much for your time. I wish you have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, and dear listeners, be human, as Dr. Ash right now show that every one of us should be.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's been wonderful being on your show.
Thank you, and see you soon. Latest tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Look after, yes, tomorrow, of course. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.